Welcome back to the channel For the Win with Chris. I am your host, and today we are going to be talking about the Champions League. Welcome back. I'm so excited because if you guys know, Champions League is one of my favorite tournaments to watch. And if you don't know what Champions League is, don't go anywhere. I'm giving you a quick recap, a quick history lesson. We'll do a little bit of Champions League 101. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe and turn on all your notifications so you don't miss an update. All right, amigos, Champions League, it's the round of 16, the final 16. The best soccer clubs in Europe are battling it out to see who is going to be named the best of the best. All right, so what is Champions League? So in my humble opinion, European football tends to be the most competitive, the best, the most entertaining. That's just me. Each country in Europe has a football league. Just how the US has Major League Soccer, that is our league here. In Mexico, you have Liga MX, which is their league for their clubs. Each European country has their own league. Apart from their own league, there is a tournament called the Champions League, which is actually one of the longest running tournaments in the world. It is the third most watched soccer tournament, apart from the Euros, which is international play, and of course the World Cup. There's a slight chance you might have heard of the Champions League. So every Champions League season, there's different European clubs from different countries. We put them together to see who is the best in Europe, all of Europe. And we're talking about some of the biggest clubs in the world. We'll dive into it, but I'm sure you've probably heard of the teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester City. What makes it really interesting is some of these clubs, they could be the biggest club in their league or the smallest club. They can literally be in the middle of the table, last place, it doesn't matter. Once you secure a spot in the Champions League, that is priority. That is what the teams are focusing on. In basketball terms, it's like taking the top 4 NBA teams versus the top 4 teams from Spain. Basketball is really popular in Spain, and they actually have a league. It's called Liga ACB, or Liga Endesa for short. And humble brag, Luka Doncic of the Lakers actually started off his career with Real Madrid out of the Spain league. So I'm just going to plug that in right here. And they battle it out to see who is the best of the best. In this case, it's all European teams because like I mentioned, European football tends to be the most exciting, the most competitive, the most entertaining, and the biggest in the world. I hope that makes sense. That is what Champions League is. It's been around for over 70 years. They did rebrand in the 90s. And over all these years, all these decades, all these European clubs, only 23 different teams have ever won a Champions League title. I'm gonna say it, I am a Real Madrid fan de corazón. I love Real Madrid out of Spain. They have won 15 titles, the most out of any other team. The team in second place is AC Milan. I am an AC Milan fan as well. AC Milan has 7, so Real Madrid has literally won twice as much as second place, plus one more. They're still in it. They are actually the defending champions. We had a watch party for the Champions League on our other channel last year, but of course we'll be doing it again this year on this channel. Usually it's a top 2, top 3, or top 4 of every country. That's who qualifies for the Champions League, and even then you have to still qualify maybe to go on to the full tournament. We'll talk more about that next time. But just so you know, some of these teams are literally fine with finishing in second, third, maybe even fourth, because that secures them a spot to fight next season in the Champions League. That's how big of a deal it is. But enough of that. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope that made sense. If you guys want more on this, I did watch a documentary. It's called Destination European Nights. I did watch it on Paramount Plus. I believe it's still available on there, but it is available on Amazon Prime if you would like to check it out. It's really fun. They dive into the culture of every league, every team, in every country, because it's different cultures. It's really fun. Like, football really is the biggest thing in the world. Most popular, I would say, across many different continents, it's going to be football, soccer. All right, after months, the season's been going for months. We are down to the final 16, and the first round of matches is Tuesday, March 4th, and then we have Wednesday, March 5th, and then the second fixtures will be the week after, Tuesday and Wednesday. The way it works is these teams play each other twice in this round because they play once at home and once away. That way it's even, no one has home field advantage. You're gonna play once at your stadium, your home stadium, and then the next week you might be away at the visitor stadium, just to make it equal. Here is the schedule for the final 16. We have Club Brugge out of Belgium, Aston Villa in the Premier League, Real Madrid from Spain, La Liga, Atletico from Spain in La Liga, Dortmund from the Bundesliga, Germany, Lille from Ligue 1, France, Feyenoord from the Dutch League, Inter Milan from Serie A in Italy, Bayern from the Bundesliga versus Leverkusen, also from Bundesliga, Germany, Benfica out of the Portugal League, Barcelona from La Liga, Spain, PSG from Ligue 1, France versus Liverpool, first out of the Premier League. And then Arsenal from the Premier League versus PSV Eindhoven out of the Dutch League. Here are my predictions. I will check in with you guys before the second fixtures. So when it comes to Club Brugge out of Belgium, they're in second place in their table versus Aston Villa, which is actually 10th in the Premier League as of right now. I am going to give it to Aston Villa. I think they have a little bit of an edge over Club Brugge. At least I'm hoping they do. Aston Villa is going to go on to the next round. Real Madrid, I might be a little biased, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have to agree. Hate it or love it, Real Madrid, this is their tournament. They dominate this tournament. They've been champions, I don't know how many times over the past 10, 15 years. Again, they have the most titles. They've made some historic comebacks, some historic wins. I could go on and on and on. This is going to be a challenge. Why? Because we're playing the other team that also runs Madrid, Atletico de Madrid. This is a huge rivalry, Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a little close, but I do want Real Madrid. I think we can move on to the next round. We can escape this. It's going to be a nail-biter. You just can't count Atletico out, but come on, like I said, this is Real Madrid. We got that dog in us. This is our tournament. Then you have Dortmund out of Germany. They're sitting in 10th place in their table versus Lille, which is actually in 5th place in the French league. I am going to give it to Dortmund, although I wouldn't mind seeing an upset. You know, when it comes to these matches, some of these tournaments, I love seeing the underdogs win a little bit. And there's been so many cool stories and documentaries on like the little guy, the little team, winning the whole thing or making it far, you know? I think Dortmund is going to squeak a win here and get out of this round, but I don't know. Hopefully Lille can make it a little hard for them. Feyenoord versus Inter Milan. Feyenoord is sitting in 4th in their league versus Inter, which is sitting in 1st. I hate to say it, like I said, I'm an AC Milan fan. It's been a few rough years for AC Milan, but we're kind of turning things around. Very exciting. We just lost to Feyenoord. They just beat us in that last round, so we would have played AC Milan. It would have been AC Milan versus Inter Milan, most likely, which would have been really exciting. But Inter is on a roll right now. They're going to steamroll past Feyenoord to get into the next round. So Inter fans, you got this one. You got this one. And then you have Bayern Munich versus Leverkusen. This is actually exciting because Bayern is in 1st place out of the German league, but then they're playing Bayer Leverkusen, which is right beneath them in 2nd place. I am a Bayern fan, Bayern Munich, except for, of course, when it comes to playing Real Madrid all the way. I think this is going to be an exciting match, but I don't think Leverkusen is going to be able to beat Bayern twice. So I'm going to give it to Bayern. They're going to leave this round. Then we have Benfica, which is 2nd in their table versus Barcelona, which is in 1st. Barca fans, I know you guys are looking really good. La Liga is going to be very exciting to close out this season. I want to give it to Benfica. I hope they upset Barcelona, but no, I'm going to give it to Barcelona. They're going to squeak out a win and then just run over. Hopefully, that second game, it's going to be crazy against Benfica, I hope. PSG, which is sitting in 1st in the France league versus Liverpool, which is running away with it in the Premier League. The other league I love watching is Premier League, which is the UK, the English league. I am going to give it to Liverpool. Liverpool, I don't know. I just don't see PSG beating Liverpool. Liverpool, solid defense, solid attack, just all around actually. So I'm gonna give it to Liverpool in this one. Like I mentioned, they're gonna play 2 times, one team at home, and then the next week that same team is away, so it's equal. Both teams get home field advantage at least once. If they do stay tied by the second game, they go on to overtime, extra time, and then penalties. The away goal does not count anymore. So scoring away back then, a few years ago, it used to count as like two goals in a way. So if like you scored away and then you tied it home, because you scored away, if you scored more goals, it would count as 2. So I didn't really like that rule. So I like it now that if you tie both games, you combine the score. They're gonna combine the score no matter what. And whoever has the most goals after 2 games moves on. If they stay tied after 2 games, that's when they go to overtime in the second game or penalties in that second match, because there needs to be a winner. And then just a fun fact, here are the top scorers so far for the season. So you have Gurasi from Dortmund, Lewandowski out of Barcelona. He is no stranger to scoring goals. Haaland out of Manchester City, tied with Rafinha out of Barca. So, I mean, yeah, Haaland dropped a lot, but hey, he's still in there scoring goals. Kylian Mbappe is in 5th out of Real Madrid, tied with Pavlidis out of Benfica, Kane out of Bayern, Vini out of Real Madrid. So there you go. Let's see who adds to their tally after week 1. And si tienen algunas preguntas, dudas, comentarios, let me know down below. Any questions, we're here to help. But that is a wrap up of Champions League, what it is, and the round of 16, week 1. I will check in with you guys next week before the second round of games, and then we'll see. It's the final 8, the final 4, and then it is gonna be the final 2. The Champions League final is set for May 31st at 12 p.m. in the Allianz Arena in Munich, Germany. That is home of Bayern Munich. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much for joining in this video. Muchísimas gracias. Don't forget to drop your like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. A lot more sports talk coming soon. Make sure you guys always go for the win. I'll see you guys in the next video.